Thanks to the supporters of channel member Mark Gowans. Back in the Champions League today for the last 16 against Southampton. Hello and welcome to Club 4, Part 8 of Non-League Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have a game in La Liga against Champions League qualification rivals Villarreal, and we're also at home to Southampton in the second leg of the last 16 knockout round tie in the Champions League against Southampton. We drew 0-0 in Southampton in the first leg, so we've left ourselves with a little bit to do in that match. Hopefully, should be able to cruise through both of these games, though. That's the plan. We're 11 points clear of Villarreal, similar to how when we played Real Madrid, it was our only chance of getting into a title race, and we didn't. Realistically, Villarreal coming to us now is realistically their only chance of trying to sneak into the Champions League, and even then, it's going to leave them with a lot to do, and hopefully we should just take care of them. That's the plan. So, since you were last with me, we've done all right. We did have that defeat against Real Madrid. Very, very sad. But other than that, we've not lost a game. We've barely conceded a goal. Just that one goal conceded against last season's champions, Athletic Bilbao. Other than that, we have kept many clean sheets, scored a decent number of goals, apart from against Southampton, where we weren't able to get the breakthrough against a team that is 13th in the Premier League. I mean, Football Manager really is a reflection of how real life football is going. The Premier League is so strong. Preston and Southampton, both in the bottom half of the Premier League, both in the last 16 of the Champions League. And us, as Barcelona, one of history's greatest, largest, most successful football teams in the top three in La Liga, struggling against a team from the bottom half of the Premier League. It's mad. It is absolutely mad. I think the Premier League is probably harder to win than the Champions League. But we don't need to worry about winning the Premier League because we're not managing there anymore. So we've got Simon in goal, back for Balde, Koundé, Araujo and Agostini. De Jong at the base of the midfield with Gavi and Pedri ahead of him. Zeballos on the left, Fati on the right, Aspas up front. Let's go score some goals and hopefully pick up a victory over Villarreal, who, as mentioned, 11 points behind us, hovering outside of the Champions League qualification spots. Just as the only way they get themselves back into a Champions League race is with a win today. A win for us today is very good for everyone in this top four, because it just about guarantees everyone in this top four Champions League qualification, if that's not already pretty much there with that 11-point gap. Gavi has got so long to pick his spot there. He actually seemed to struggle to get it out from under his feet, but he eventually does get the shot away, and it's a decent one with the outside of his right foot from the edge of the area. It bounced away off the base of the post, and it remains 0-0. If he's going to take that long to pick his spot, you got to be hitting the target there, young man, which is what I'll tell him at half-time. Loose play there from Villarreal, and Agostini back in the team at right back today, leaps straight onto it. He did play against Southampton as the defensive midfielder. I'm still waiting with him. He is still the big question mark over the signings that we've brought in, mainly because I think I'm probably still not consistently using him in the right position. That's good work from Araujo to nip a counter-attack in the bud there, and Balde is just going for a little run with the football and then gives it back to Villarreal. What a weird piece of defending that was. Could you even call that defending from Balde? He picks the ball up at left back, runs across our 6-yard box into the right centre-back position. You think he's doing that to give himself time to pick a pass, but then just toe pokes it onto the head of the nearest Villarreal player and then runs away so that he's too far away from the man who comes in and scores the goal. It's absolutely shocking all round. We had big offers from Manchester City for him in January. I am starting to think, as much as I like an attacking wing-back, I am starting to question whether that man has ever played in defence before, or if he's maybe spent his entire career on the wing, and that's why he seems so confused that I'm asking him to do defending stuff. Maybe if Manchester City come in with big money again, we move him on and we bring in a real left back who won't do ridiculous things like what we just saw there. What he can do, though, is play lovely passes like that and then get on these overlaps. So he is a lot of fun going forward. It's a balancing act, and that's probably why Agostini, as the defensive midfielder, might be our long-term answer, a proper defensive player protecting the back two, because it effectively is a back two because the wing backs charge off up the pitch. We're 2-0 down here. This was absolutely not in the script today, and we're having a little wobble. A last third of the season wobble, a 0-0 draw against Southampton, and now we're 2-0 at home against Villarreal, having not lost in La Liga to anyone but Real Madrid in forever. I thought we'd put this nonsense behind us. We were losing silly games we shouldn't have lost early on in the season. That's why we're so far behind Real Madrid. But we've managed to get ourselves back into some kind of semblance of form. And I thought this nonsense was behind us, but maybe we're being distracted by the Champions League. Because when it was happening before, it's when the Champions League was going on. Perhaps we just find the Champions League very distracting. But with Barcelona, we should be used to playing in the Champions League by now. It's not like when you're managing Preston. I remember this when we first got into Europe with Preston, and it was quite distracting being in Europe, and it made the Premier League difficult either side of European matches. But we're Barcelona. We're not Preston. We should be able to play Southampton twice in a week, and in between the two of them, not absolutely throw it away in a La Liga game. Surely. I'm very sad. Right, Fatty, just hit it from there. I mean, he has absolutely walloped it, but it goes over. Both Fatty and Gavi have had opportunities to score in that first half. If we're looking at the XG, we're actually ahead in the game, but it means absolutely nothing when we've gifted them one goal and then just poor defending for a second one. And we're 2-0 down and don't look like getting back into the game. I'm looking at the bench to see what we've got. We've got La Cruz, we've got Sakuna. Either of them probably would be... We've got Ferran Torres as well. We've got attacking options. Right, Balde bursting into the area. There's Gavi once again getting into an attacking position, but once again not able to test the goalkeeper with it. And we've got a corner. It's going to be Zaballos to take from this right-hand side, looking for Araujo at that far post, but doesn't quite hit it far enough to get to him. And now it's Villarreal's turn to knock the ball around in a strange manner in their back four, but they get away with it. It's very sad. They've had 4 shots on target and scored twice. We've had 5. We've had 18 shots, though. We've missed the target 13 times in this match, which I think that is quite illustrative of how frustrating we've been today. Right, Sakuda's coming on. We're going to get Ferran Torres on. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to bring Bullet on and put Agostini in there and just shuffle that around a little bit as well and see if that makes a difference. It might be too little too late, but Sakuna is quite the goal scorer. So maybe he can drag us back into the game. Maybe. It is Villarreal on the attack again, though. What is going on here? Why are we being so rubbish? I can't accept that we're being distracted because Southampton are on the horizon. If we bottle that as well, I'm going to be cross. I'm going to be very, very cross. Right. Ansu Fati's coming off for Temel. We're going to put Gavi up onto that right wing rather than Temel. In fact, Gavi wants to come off as well. So I guess we can put Pedri up there and get La Cruz on and do that. So many fresh attacking players on the pitch. I want to demand more again. I just want us to do something. Those match stats, that screams we've been FM'd. We're ahead on possession. We're way ahead on XG. We're ahead for shots on target. We've just been the better team. But we've had a couple of moments of madness and a couple of really wasteful moments in front of goal. And we've lost 2-0 at home against a team that really we should have been finishing their season off today. Sakuna is in here, grabs himself a consolation goal. Could argue he should have been on for the start. I would argue we probably needed to save him for the Champions League. We've got to rotate and rest our players. We've got 2 very good strikers. It would be silly to get into a situation where one of them doesn't ever play. So Aspas has to get his fair share of games. But Sakuna, clearly the better finisher of the two. 2-1 defeat at home. Much frustration. Folks, I just want to take a moment to thank today's episode sponsor, NordVPN. We've talked before about how much of a nightmare the 3 p.m. Saturday afternoon football blackout is in the UK. So this is my regular reminder of how you can stop living in a world that has a 3 p.m. Saturday afternoon football blackout like we have in the UK. NordVPN is the answer to all your problems. All you need to do if you are in a country such as what I am, where you can't watch live football on a Saturday afternoon. If you are in a country such as what I am, where you can't watch live football on a Saturday afternoon, you can just use NordVPN to magically move your computer's internet connection to a country where this is no longer a problem. For example, I can click here on the east coast of the United States of America, one click, and you can see at the top there I am now connected via New York City. And as far as my computer and all of the applications that I open up on said computer are concerned, I am now in America, so I can watch any of the football matches that are broadcast out. It's not just football that it works for, though. I can now log into the US version of Netflix, Disney+, Amazon Prime, and it's not just limited to America. If I want to go and see what's on Netflix in France, I can click on France and see what they've got on their Netflix. If I'm in France, on holiday, for example, and want to be able to watch something on the iPlayer that's being broadcast only in the UK, I can log in France on any of the devices that I've got with me. You can use this on your phone, your tablet, your laptop, your computer, your smart TV. You're probably not going to have your smart TV with you on holiday, but you get the idea. And I can just click on the UK, log in via the UK, and now I can watch the stuff that is location locked here as well. It is absolutely awesome. You absolutely need to be using it, and it also does a lot of nerdy internet safety stuff as well that goes beyond just the access to lots of cool content. It does actually make your browsing and stuff safer as well, which is also probably a big bonus. Either way, you absolutely should be using NordVPN. It's a fantastic service that I've been using for years. They've supported the channel for a long, long time. And without NordVPN, I wouldn't be able to watch anywhere near as much football as I do, because I don't live anywhere near the team I support anymore. But now I can watch along from America every Saturday afternoon. If you want to get involved in all of these shenanigans as well, there is a link at the top of the description below that will get you a massive discount off a 2-year plan at NordVPN using my discount code. Make sure you use my link, my discount code, massive discount. It's also got a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you try it and don't like it, it was basically a free trial. You can just cancel, get your money back. You won't, because it's great that the option is there to give you peace of mind. Link's right there. Go click it, folks. Back to the video. Well, considering we've seemingly now forgotten how to score goals, we're shuffling things around in the midfield in the attack for this second leg against Southampton. De Jong keeps his spot at the base of the midfield, but it's Gavi and La Cruz ahead of him, Fati on the left, Pedri on the right, Sakuna up front. And we need to win. It's 0-0 from the first leg, so it's effectively a one-off game for a spot in the Champions League quarterfinals, and it's a spot in the Champions League quarterfinals we'd really rather like. Of course, we've got no chance at all of winning La Liga. We didn't even before the Villarreal game, but we especially don't with bells on after what happened against Villarreal. But as we saw with Tottenham last year, even if you have a ropey old season in the league, if you can get ahead of steam going in the Champions League, you can always pick this trophy up as well. And we could be setting ourselves up for a very weird managerial career where I travel around Europe, unable to win domestic leagues, but just winning Champions Leagues. Let's just win a Champions League in every country and never finish in a top 2 of a domestic league. That'd be brilliant. I mean, that felt like, I thought that was a penalty. I was kind of getting ready to see us go 1-0 up there. It's going to be a free kick right on the edge of the area. It's Gavi to take. We've got a lot of threatening bodies in the middle there. If you can find one of them, he's overhit that a little bit, really. Araujo is probably the target, or Lazarov for stuff like that. And it was well over the top of both of them. And it is comfortably dealt with by the Southampton defence. Let's see if he can do a better job from this corner this time. If anything, he's underhit it a little bit. He's trying to get his sight in, his length in. Any time now, Gavi's going to do a perfect set-piece delivery, and it's going to land on Lazarov's head, and we're all going to be absolutely delighted. In the meantime, if we could score a goal from open play, that would be pretty handy. Araujo playing it out to Baldi, who's got some making up to do after what he did in that last match. And this is his big strength, running at defenders and causing havoc on this left-hand side and allowing space around him for whoever's playing in that inside forward role ahead of him today. It's Ansu Fati. Pedri playing it into Gavi. Now Koundé playing it right back today, joining in the attack. And De Jong calmly playing it back to Lazarov. And we're just going to keep trying to build calmly. No, we're not. Apparently we're going to lump it over the top to Pedri. Pedri to Koundé, who's burst into the area. Pedri, somebody crossed the ball. There is the cross and there is the goal. It's Ander La Cruz, who has popped forward from central midfield. We were absolutely camped out in their penalty area. It felt like a goal was coming. And there it is. La Cruz puts us 1-0 up, and fingers crossed we can drag ourselves back into some sensible form from here, because these last couple of matches have been bobbins. But that is a lovely headed finish to put us ahead. And if we can grab a second one now, still in this first half, and just kill Southampton off, I'll calm down a little bit, because at the moment I'm a little bit worried that, you know, things could be going. There's always the chance the season's going to take a turn when you get a couple of rough matches, and when we're not having a brilliant season as it is. I mean, it's February and we're already no chance of winning La Liga. So for Barcelona, that's a pretty poor season. And Sakuna does put us 2-0 up. I mean, almost immediately. It's pretty much straight from kickoff. 20 minutes gone, we're 2-0 up, and this at least confirms we're going to have a little bit of a Champions League run, which is exactly what we need, because next season we're going to have to challenge for the La Liga title, because I don't think the Barcelona board are going to let me stick around long term just for qualifying for the Champions League and then getting to the latter stages of it. They want me to deliver trophies. That's why I've been brought in, Champions League holder. I've been brought in to deliver them some trophies, and realistically, this is the only one left that we can win this season. So we've got to focus in on the Champions League for the rest of the year, just like we did with Spurs last season. Right, Baldi down the left-hand side. Look at him. Leave the Southampton defender in the dust. He's just charged off ahead of him. And now De Jong finds Gavi in acres of space. He's tried that little outside of his foot thing again that we saw in the last match. I wish he'd just hit a shot like a grown-up rather than trying to be fancy, because these aren't working. But we have got a corner. It's Gavi floating over. There is the perfect delivery we knew was coming. And Araujo, unlucky to face a goalkeeper who manages to somehow push it away, despite it being an excellent corner and an excellent header. It's now Lazarov with the free kick, and we continue to bombard the Southampton penalty area. This is a huge contrast to the first leg, where we just didn't look with it at all, but we are creating chance after chance after chance in this match. Southampton, I would say probably their first time ever in the Champions League, probably just happy to be here. We're going to smash them. Pedri, score from there. He's taken one touch too many, and it was a heavy one as well. He just hits that from the edge of the area. He's picking his spot, but he just took that one extra heavy touch, took it into the crowded penalty area. And from there, he was always going to rely on a lot of luck to create any kind of chance with it. And it's now Southampton with a rare opportunity to have a go with the football and try for a little bit of attack, but Koundé just takes it off him. And it's 3-on-3 here, although Koundé probably not the man that we want in that situation, although he's won it back again. It's lovely work from Koundé, plays Sakuna in. He's got a man in the middle if he can find him. I think it's La Cruz, but Sakuna, unfortunately, can't keep hold of the ball. But every time Southampton try and get it clear, we're just taking it off him again, and it's like a training exercise. We are just wave after wave after wave of Barcelona attacks, Barcelona players. We are relentless. We need another goal here. I think when you're this on top of a football match, you've got to keep capitalising on it. And if we can go 3-0 up before half-time, we can really take our feet off the pedal in that second half. The worry here is, of course, Southampton come out in the second half firing, grab an early goal, and we have work to do there. But let's not worry about that, eh? We're 2-0 up. We're looking pretty comfortable, although Southampton have got the ball back off of a... I was gonna criticise Fatty there for being a bit lax on the ball, but he's gone back and won the ball back himself. And oh my word, I thought they were going to do exactly what I described. We didn't want to happen. They've hit the post there. Let that be a wake-up call, gentlemen. Can we get the ball back up the other end and score another goal, please? I mean, Simon's just absolutely flapping at that. And now it has happened. It's like I can see the future. It's almost as if I've played Football Manager before. I don't know what Simon's doing here. Free kick comes in. Simon just flaps at it. And then because he's flapped at it and committed himself to that, he's not there to make the save when the header comes in. And it's now 2-1. Southampton right back in the game. And this is why we should have grabbed a third goal when we were so on top. It's Southampton in again. If Ben Brereton Diaz knocks Barcelona out of the Champions League, I might be done. I don't think I can cope with that. Right, Simon really taking his time on the ball here. Apparently the 5-second rule is long gone. Sakuna is in. Simon might be getting an assist here. And it's another good save from the Southampton keeper. I don't think Sakuna expected that to come all the way through to him. He was a little bit slow to react to it, but then his overall pace still let him get clear of the defenders. But if he'd have been a little bit quicker to be aware of what was going on, I think we probably go 3-1 up there. Gavi now plays it into La Cruz, who's trying to find a way to square this to a Barcelona player. He finds Pedri, but Pedri's facing the wrong way. Now it's now De Jong with the shot from range. And this Southampton keeper is having an absolute blinder today. He's made another very good save there. If Southampton find a way through, he is the man to thank. And it's Gavi with the short corner to De Jong. And, well, a few days ago, I was praising De Jong for being able to handle a short corner. Now we've learned that he absolutely can't. That was pathetic. Right, we are going to get Temel on for Gavi. We are bringing Agostini on for Koundé. We are bringing Pereira on for Balde. We're just getting energy into areas where we need a little bit more energy and hopefully seeing out the clock. We're going to stay attacking because that's, of course, what we do. I'm no coward. I'm not going to drop back to a more defensive mentality. What kind of coward would do a thing like that? Best form of defence is attack. Let's go and grab a third goal. And we've now got Fati tired, Pedri tired. Change them around as well. Get fresh legs on. Everywhere that we need fresh legs. 5 substitutions have now been made, and La Cruz does well. Again, he's had a good game today. But Pereira's just given the ball straight back to Southampton, and they are in here. And there is the equaliser. And it's like I wrote the script for this at half-time. I could see it coming. As soon as we didn't grab a third when we were that on top, it always looked like we were going to regret it later on in the match. And that's exactly what's happening. We're so sloppy defensively at the moment. And we've just, I mean, we might be knocked out of the Champions League by a man called Darren. Oh, goodness me. You can't have that as Barcelona. Barcelona should not be susceptible to Darrens. We're demanding more. Can we please do a football? Because frankly, this is pathetic. Over 2 legs, we're not able to beat Southampton. Right, De Jong plays it across, finds Zeballos. Somebody just stick it in the back of the net. De Jong from range. Shoot, no. Agostini trying to beat his man. Gives it back to De Jong again. The clock is ticking. Agostini's giving it away now. Every player who has ever played in defence is being sloppy, but Agostini wins it back, and he's done brilliantly. And I've criticised him from the moment he arrived until earlier on in this episode. But Carmine Agostini has come off the bench and scored what surely is the winner. He's done brilliantly here. Southampton just faffing about with the ball. Agostini takes it off him, bursts into the air. It's a lovely finish from him. It's 3-2 to Barcelona, 92 minutes on the clock. This absolutely should not have been this much hard work, but we have, after much silliness, found a way to get past Southampton in the Champions League. We're into the quarterfinal, and I don't think the quarterfinal has been drawn yet, but quarterfinal is always good. We still will have the opportunity, potentially, to face Preston. Not Tottenham, though. Tottenham have been knocked out. Wow. Okay. Tottenham were 4-1 up going into their home leg against Bayern Munich, and they've Spursed it. They've come back to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium that, despite advertising it, does not sell salads or burritos, as we discovered on the Matchday vlog. And because of that lack of delicious variety of street food, they've conceded 4 goals at home to Bayern Munich. And well, silly Tottenham. But we could still play Preston. And that would be nice. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.